Well, I've set out my divide. I think the single most important thing is to make sure we stabilise our economy and build on that strong foundation the future of our country. And that is what we're doing. We protected those jobs. Would Nigel Farage have done the same? Absolutely not. And that's the question you have to ask about Nigel Farage. Can you trust him? Can you trust him with your future? Can you trust him with your jobs? Can you trust him with your mortgages, your pensions, your bills? And he gave the answer on Tuesday, a resounding no. He set out economic plans that contained billions upon billions of completely unfunded spending. Precisely the sort of irresponsible splurge that sent your mortgage costs, your bills, and the cost of living through the roof. It's Liz Truss all over again. Now, in opposition, we said that she would crash the economy and leave you to pick up the bill. And we were right. And we were elected to fix that mess. Now, in government, we're once again fighting the same fantasy, this time from Farage. The same bet, in the same casino, that you can spend tens of billions of pounds on tax cuts without a proper way of paying for it. Using your family finances, your mortgages, your bills as the gambling chip on his mad experiment. And I can see that in keeping with my point, apparently he's in Las Vegas today at a casino. And it's not a surprise, because he said that the Liz Truss budget, in his view, was the best since 1986. That shows his judgment. It shows what he'd do.
The speed of the decline in your popularity is historically unprecedented. Isn't this speech today an admission that you have failed and Nigel Farage understands voters better than you? And if I may, you've signalled a U-turn on winter fuel payments. Do you now want to remove the two-child benefit cap?
It's really important for me to remind everybody of the absolute mess that we inherited in the economy, with £22 billion missing from the economy, in the health service, which was on its knees, our public services shot through. Our job was to pick that up and turn it around, and that involved tough decisions.
Reform UK say you're running scared of them, that you're sounding increasingly like them with some of the policies and announcements you've made recently. This is a speech that was very defensive, wasn't it?
Let me be really clear about the difference between this Labour government and Reform. Because we know for a fact what happens when politicians say they're going to spend billions of pounds and it's unfunded. We tried that experiment with Liz Truss. That is precisely what she did.
Nigel Farage has 5 MPs, you've got 403. Are you panicking because Reform is so far ahead in the polls, it seems? Is he living rent-free in your brain? You went to a state school, your dad worked in a factory, your mum worked in the NHS. So why has a public school-educated former city trader got more in common with the Red Wall than you have?
Well, I've set out my divide. I think the single most important thing is to make sure we stabilise our economy and build on that strong foundation the future of our country. And that is what we're doing.
LBC. Do you have a reaction to a Reform UK advert which claims Anna Sarwar wanted to prioritise the Pakistani community, and Nigel Farage's defence of it, that it was Sarwar that introduced sectarianism into Scottish politics? Sarwar has called the comments poisonous, the SNP has called the ads racist. Do you agree with that? Are they racist? And also, if I may, are you not worried people will ask why you're holding a press conference about Nigel Farage 4 years out from a general election instead of focusing on your plans for the country?
Well, there's a lot of questions bound up in that, but let me get to the central point, because what we've seen with Reform in Scotland in relation to this particular video is manipulation, and it is, as ever with Reform and Nigel Farage, trying to divide people with a toxic divide and to poison our politics.